Today we're going on a private tour around the stunning Maya Bay and Monkey Beach. We'll be exploring the famous beaches, snorkeling with a baby shark, checking out cave wrecks and visiting the monkeys on Monkey Beach. I'll also share my honest opinions, how much things cost and where we're staying on the island, so let's get into it. Good morning Thailand and hello from Koh Phi Phi Don. We have just woken up, it's 6:30 AM and we're just checking out from the hotel Phi Phi Island Palms Resorts, and I have to say I definitely recommend staying. So now we're going to head over for breakfast, which hopefully will be delicious again. We have just finished our breakfast, packed up, and I have to say it was one of the best breakfasts that we've had so far on this trip. All the food has been delicious, but now we're going to head down to reception to check out and jump on the boat. And we are now on the boat, which we're going to be on for the rest of the day, and are heading our way towards one of the best beaches here in Southeast Asia, and that is Maya Bay. But it's beautiful. It kind of looks a little bit like Halong Bay in Vietnam with all the rocks coming out of the water. But it is quite cool. Let me show you the boat. It's obviously got the roofed area here, the driver's at the back, and then we've got our bags just under the roofed area in case it rains. There's Beth, and then this is the bit out of the front where you can sit and enjoy the ride. So it's about a 45-minute ride, I think, from where we are now, and then we should be arriving at Maya Bay. And we meant to get there pretty early, as apparently it can get quite busy later on. So as we are getting closer to Maya Bay, it's quite funny actually. So there's the island over there. Now I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this. I'll try and zoom in. But there's like at least 10, maybe 15 boats all heading towards the same destination, which is Maya Bay. So that just shows just how busy that it does get. And especially later on when the bigger tours go, then it'll get even busier. But right now it's just mainly all the private longboats like us. So it is quite funny just seeing the different groups of people heading their way towards Maya Bay, and then later on there'll be the big tour groups going from like Krabi and other places like that too, so it'll get really busy. And now we have arrived at Maya Bay. It looks beautiful. We're going to go and have a walk around later on, but just so you know, it actually costs an extra 400 a baht if you do want to actually go on Maya Bay, and that's because it's a national park and they're basically trying to preserve the coral reefs around it and the actual island. Just arrived at the island, paid our 800 baht, and look at how beautiful the water here looks. It's so clear and blue. And then we got to head to the bay side, which is just over there. Look at how amazing this is. It's like a tropical paradise that we're walking through. I don't think I've quite ever seen anything like it. It is beautiful, and you can see why it's kept as a national park and how they preserve it and stuff. But there are quite a few tourists around right now in this section. There's actually not too many. But you basically see like a few massive boats, and that's where all the tourists comes in. And then it's also quite funny because you see lots of evacuation points, and basically it's just signs pointing up to the top of the mountain saying just get up as high as possible. And now we are here at the incredible Maya Bay. Just look at how beautiful that is. It's currently like 10 past 9, quarter past 9. You can see already how touristy it has got. So you can imagine how much busier it gets later on. But the main reasons why you can't actually swim in there is because they're trying to protect basically the coral reefs from people wearing sun cream. There's also baby tip sharks that are in there and stingrays, and if they feel that they're being attacked, they will also defend themselves. So that's another reason why they don't want people going in, because otherwise there'll be a lot of people dying from sharks. and stingrays. And then the third reason is to allow the coral to grow. Although the beach is full of tourists, I'd probably say it is the best beach that we've gone to. The white sands, the blue waters, and it feels really nice as well. It just feels like just walking on a flower. But the only unfortunate thing is that you can't swim in it. So I would probably put it just second to Koh Rong San Loem, only because you can't swim in it, and you can't actually stay on this island either. So there's no like hotels or anything, and it's just completely protected. There are actually 2 sharks in the water right now, just over there, which is crazy, bearing in mind how close to us they actually are. So I'm quite happy that we're not snorkeling in that water, because I wouldn't want to be eaten by a shark right now. One thing that I don't really understand that much is that you can actually snorkel just over there in the distance. So the whole thing of being like the chance of being eaten by a shark and stuff, or being stung by a stingray, doesn't really apply if just in the distance you can go and snorkel. The only one thing that does apply is the fact that baby coral does grow apparently quite high up in the sand. So when it's on low tide, there is the risk of people standing on the baby coral. So that does make sense as to why you can't really swim in it. But the sunscreen thing doesn't, because if you can snorkel just up there, surely it's not going to make too much of a difference whether you snorkel here or not. But I'm not going to lie, this is definitely the best sand which we have seen so far. This is the nicest beach we have been on, and that's even comparing it to Koh Rong San Loem, which we'd already said had been the best beach that we had been on. But like I said before, I'd probably put Koh Rong San Loem at the top, because we can actually swim in it. So let me give you a little bit of information on Koh Phi Phi Lay, which is where we are right now. So it's next door to Koh Phi Phi Don, and it's the second largest of the Phi Phi Islands. It was actually closed in 2018 due to over-tourism. So Maya Bay and all of this was closed, and then they've now reopened it in 2022. However, they are obviously monitoring it and making sure that we don't swim in the sea. The island is completely uninhabited, so there's no residents here, hotels or roads, and that is probably why it is so beautiful, as it is completely untouched. But it is now time to head back to the boat. I don't know where we're going next, whether we're going snorkeling or whether we're finding another bay or beach. This driver's just going to basically take us on our tour. We did actually skip a couple of snorkeling spots to make sure that we got here early so that we weren't stuck with loads of tourists, and it wasn't as busy as we thought it was going to be, but I can imagine later on it getting a lot busier. A little bit of information about the boat tour today is that it actually cost us 2,500 baht, which is around £56, and it'll be between 4 and 6 hours. So it's a private boat, or a private long boat, with basically just a driver, and it's also got a covered roof too, so you can put your bags in there, or you can get some shade if you're getting too hot, which is good. So we're now back at the pier waiting for our boat. It's a little bit of carnage as all the boats arrive, and then basically we have to shout out for our boat, which is sort of docks over there, and then they'll bring it over so we can get back on. But so right now we're just waiting basically for our boat. There's loads of boats that are coming in and out, so it is very busy here. I'm guessing these are all the different tours coming from like Phuket and Krabi, and maybe even Koh Phi Phi Don. But I'm happy that we're not doing that, as there's loads of people on all of those tours, so you're going to have to sit right close with them. Loads of stops where you have to jump out into the snorkeling, then you're all wet, sat in all the seats, whereas having your own longboat is just a little bit more luxurious. And here he comes. So this is our boat, and then basically what they do is they just slam into this, and then we all get on. Back on this boat, we drove for about 5 minutes, if that, and now we're at a snorkeling location. So here we are going to do some snorkeling, literally about 100 meters away from where we just seen the baby sharks. So not looking forward to this one. Now that was the best snorkeling which we have done so far since starting our trip by a mile. We actually got to see a baby shark and I was bloody petrified. Beth pointed out, and I wish she hadn't, to be honest, because after that I was very alert of where the sharks were, but it was really cool to see one. I've not seen one in the water since Dubai. I think was the last time I may have seen one, but it's a completely different type of shark. That one looked like a proper one, so it made it a little bit more scary. But the fish in there too, and vibrant colours, all fluorescent, and it was really pretty. And the driver was throwing food in too, so all the fish came swimming up to me, which is really cool. I definitely recommend doing the snorkeling around Koh Phi Phi. But our next stop, which I believe we're almost nearly there already, is a lagoon. I don't know whether you can just swim in the lagoon or whether there's a little sort of bay there too. I'm not too sure. But there seems to be quite a lot of boats around here at the moment. But just look at how beautiful it is, I have to say. Blue waters, green, kind of green rocks. It just looks like Halong Bay, but just slightly prettier with all the blue water. Because Halong Bay was a bit grey, but it is amazing. Actually get to swim in the lagoon, which is just behind us. It does look beautiful. I don't think there's many fish in here, so we're not going to go snorkeling, but we'll have a quick paddle. You can see a couple of people over there maybe, but look how many boats there are. There is a lot of tourists which come to this area, but it is amazing. Like, it's something that you just never see before. It's incredible. And we have made it into the lagoon. I have to say, the temperature of the water is perfect. It's like a slightly cooler than a bath, so it is really nice, especially when it's so hot on the outside. But you can actually stand up here. Look, this is really cool. And we've got like basically a massive rock face behind us. Let's hope actually that they don't have any rock falls, otherwise we could be in a bit of trouble. But it is massive, these foundations, and it's just sort of like one big lagoon area. It just looks amazing. I'm not speechless. I keep talking about the rubbish because I'm speechless. So that is it for the lagoon, and our next stop and our final stop on Koh Phi Phi is Viking Cave. So it'll be interesting to see what that's like, and whether we actually get off the boat and go into the cave, or whether the boat just basically just goes into a cove almost. I don't know, we'll have to see. And here it is. So the next stop is the Viking Cave. It doesn't look like you can actually get off, to be honest, and I don't really want to get off, especially if there's any Vikings still in there. But it does look really cool, I have to say. I don't know what all the like wooden stuff's in there. Maybe it was used by the Vikings before. Someone has to let us know down in the comment section below. But it's definitely not looking as good as it did before. But it is amazing, all these places basically look like what you see on the photos. Whereas, you know, sometimes you see stuff on Instagram and then in reality it's not actually that nice. Here, it is definitely 10 times better, but the water is just beautifully blue again. And obviously there's a pier there where you can get into the cave. But yeah, again, another amazing destination which we are seeing on this tour. But just look at how crystal clear and how blue the water is. It's unreal, honestly, it's beautiful. It actually reminds me a little bit of Pirates of the Caribbean when they're in the caves during that. It's amazing. And now that is going to be it for Koh Phi Phi Lane. I have to recommend going. So whether you're in Krabi, Phuket or on the Phi Phi Islands, get a boat tour to this island, because it's probably one of the most beautiful islands which we have seen so far. It's getting a lot choppier now as we head our way back to Koh Phi Phi Don. Now we've got Monkey Island, we've got Monkey Beach left, which is on Koh Phi Phi Don, and then we're going to be heading back to Tonsai Pier. So we brought all of our bags and stuff, checked out from the hotel, and the main reason for this is that we're actually going to be able to save 600 baht instead of getting the transfer from Lame Tong to Tonsai Pier. So instead we're just going straight to Tonsai Pier, so we've technically saved 600 baht off the price which we paid for the tour, which was 2,500. So really we're just paying 1,900 for this tour. So I definitely recommend doing it on the final day if you are going back to Tonsai Pier. Wow, just look at that. Imagine all it takes is the water to erode one of these rocks and we're gone. But it is unreal right now. We're basically just slowly driving through the middle of two massive rocks to get to Monkey Beach, but it's just crazy. So this is called Wang Long Bay. There's actually a little private beach over there. There's a couple of boats that have stopped off just there. I don't know whether that's Monkey Beach or not. But look at that. Incredible. So we've now arrived at Monkey Beach. So the plan is we're going to snorkel over from here to Monkey Beach, hopefully see some cool fish, which we've already seen quite a few fish just down there. I don't know whether you're going to be able to see that on the camera though. And then once we're over there at the beach, we'll just have a quick relax for like an hour or so and then head back to the boat. And now we have snorkeled over to Monkey Island. It was incredible, all the fluorescent fish. And shall I tell you why it's called Monkey Island? Because of these guys here, look at him. He's out there on the top just enjoying himself. And we just saw a minute ago someone nearly lost all their stuff. It's one of the monkeys. They put it all down on the beach and one of the monkeys crawled over to it, but all the park rangers sort of scared them off. But it is quite cool just to see all these monkeys in the wild on their own little island. See Henry and Olivia enjoying themselves in the sand. Monkey Beach is just as beautiful as Maya Beach too. You've got the white sands, the clear blue water that we've just been snorkeling through, but you also get the addition of the monkeys, which is really cool, and you can actually swim in the sea. So I actually probably say Monkey Beach is above Maya Beach for me. Look at it. Although it is getting quite touristy now. I don't know why loads of people literally just arrived now. So you can either canoe, you can snorkel up to it, or you can just hop off a boat onto the island to amazing. And so that is it for Monkey Beach and for the tour. So we're going to head back now to Tonsai Pier, where we're going to get off and head our way towards our hostel, check in there, and then later on this evening we'll be going out for some food. But we've had a great day, couldn't recommend it more. We were on boat number 15 of the Erewhon Hotel, so if you have him, you'll have a great time, because he just says, oh, do you want to stop off here, 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 and tells you what's at each stop. So we just decided to do quite a few of them, but we did miss a couple of snorkeling locations because we were like, well, we've already seen fish, so there's no need to go snorkeling there. But it's that close that it is literally just over there now. So we're just heading over. You can see all the people on the beach in the centre. So we're going to have to carry our bag up because there's no transport, which isn't ideal. I think there's some locals that are on the island that you can pay 200 baht and they'll take it to your hotel, but I'll be happy to just carry it myself. We'll have to see what Beth wants. And we've now arrived in the main town of Phi Phi Island. So just got off our boat and now walking down the street. It's actually quite nice, got loads of restaurants, cafes, shops and stuff. So we'll have to take a look at this a little bit later. And after a painful 17-minute walk, which is uphill pretty much for half of it, we have arrived. Sweaty, hot, but I'm stood right by the aircon now, so that's cooling me down, which is good. But we are at the Hangover Chill and the Hill Hostel in a private room, and it cost us £43. Let me show you around then. So we've got a little balcony outside with a couple of plastic chairs overlooking the pool area, which is just down there, so that's quite nice. Then this is the main room. So we've got a small TV, fridge, big bed. To be fair, the bed looks all right. Very basic, but it's only for the one night. Got a little bit of storage up there and hanging rail. Got a fan, which is good if we get too hot. And then this is the bathroom. So got the shower up there, taps and toilet, and it's just basically one massive wet room. I've actually got body wash and shampoo over there too, which is quite good because usually hostels I don't really think provide that. I might be wrong, completely wrong on that. But we're here just for the one night until tomorrow, and then we're going to be heading over to Phuket. So very basic, but it'll do. A couple of hours later, and we're now changed and clean, ready to go into the town and check that out, see what it's like. It looks really cool on the way in, so hopefully we can check out a few shops, get some nice food, and have a nice drink too. First impressions of the main area of Phi Phi is that it's actually quite hippie. So you see lots of like weed shops, people sort of just smoking whilst having a drink on the beach. But then at the same time, there's all these like really nice fancy shops, kind of like the Greek ones that you get with all the nice jewellery and home stuff. But it is really cool. Just walking past a pizza place now. And they do a lot of like diving and boat tours, obviously, because we just did one today. But right now we're just looking to try and find a restaurant to eat at for the evening. The Irish pubs always manage to make it to wherever we go. There's so many Irish pubs. This section where we are right now is quite cool. It's kind of like a small night market with loads of market sports stalls up and down the streets. And then you've obviously got on the left-hand side all of the like the fakes again, the Nike, Patagonia, Under Armour, which you see everywhere, and the sports tops. So I'm quite liking the vibe here whilst we're here in Phi Phi. This is quite a nice area over here, and it's literally right next to the beach, which you can see just over there on the other side. It's got loads of shops again, got pretty lanterns up in the air, lots of diving places. It all seems to be basically about diving, weed, and that's about it really, to be honest. For food this evening we have come to Aqua. It's actually a really nice restaurant, so it's kind of a little bit Greek vibes, but also very much sort of beach resort as well. So it's really stunning, white and looks clean too. We've ordered 2 cocktails as we're currently in happy hour. So 99 and 99 was the price. So that's just over £2 each, so not bad at all. I've got the tequila sunrise, Beth has got the sex on the beach. Let's give it a try and see what we think. Nice and fresh. They've used like freshly squeezed orange too, because it's got the bits in it. So if you don't like bits, then maybe you won't like this. But it does taste pretty good. We've actually found it quite difficult to find anywhere that sells vegan food, unless you're getting the like traditional Thai food. And because Beth's had curries for like the last 4 days, she was like, I'm not having a curry again. So we've been looking out for burgers, and here has a vegan burger, and there's also this place called Prime Burger, which has apparently the best burgers in Phuket, and that's got the best vegan burger as well. So you can probably try that out if you're a vegan too. The food has arrived and it looks delicious. So we've obviously both got the burgers. I have gone for the chicken burger with mozzarella, which you actually pay extra for the mozzarella, unfortunately. And then Beth has got the tofu burger. So it'd be interesting to know whether it is as good as that Prime Burger in Phuket. Hopefully we can try and get one of those when we arrive in Phuket. But let's give the burger a try. The chips are nice as well because they're like big wedges rather than French fries, and they look quite crispy too, which is what I quite like. Right, so let's give it a try then. Add it with some of the mayo. That looks spicy. We'll have a little bit on top. That's really nice, much better than the chicken burger, which I had the other day. The sauce though isn't actually that spicy, which is good. So I'm quite happy with that because I can have some of that sauce too. Food was 818 baht, which is around £18.55. So again, a little bit more expensive compared to the rest of northern Thailand. We're now going to take a look around a couple of shops and a 7-Eleven to go and get our breakfast for the morning. So we've just been to 7-Eleven and bought ourselves our breakfast for tomorrow, which is about 149, which is just over £3. And now we have got ourselves some mango sorbet, as it is very hot right now, so I'm feeling very thirsty. So this should hopefully do the trick. So it's 90 baht each, so 180 baht in total, which is just over £4. So let's give it a try. Oh, it's very cold. Brain freeze and teeth freeze actually, but it is really nice. And that is going to be it for the night. So in summary, if you enjoy partying, going out drinking and doing weed, definitely come to the main area of the Phi Phi Islands. If you prefer like a relaxing, sort of chilled holiday with chilled evenings, then go to the northern side of the Phi Phi Islands. But I loved seeing both of them anyway because there's some really nice restaurants in the main bit compared to the ones to the north of the island. They're still obviously nice restaurants, but there's far less choice, no shops or anything either. So there's a lot more obviously going on at the main bit, but I'm going to end the vlog here. So tomorrow we're going to be heading over to Phuket, and Songkran is actually on whilst we are there, so hopefully we get to enjoy some of the water fights going on to celebrate the Thai New Year. But if you did enjoy, make sure to smash that like button and subscribe if you are new. It goes a long way to supporting the channel, and we've got plenty more vlogs coming out very soon, so I'll see you all in the next one. So just as we're getting ready for bed, there's a load of these like millipede looking things just climbing around, so we've already found 3, so I don't want to know if there's any more.